Hey there, my name is Megan Clanahan. I am the co-owner of Houston Moms, and today we are partnering with the Houston Health Department to bring you information as it regards COVID-19 vaccines and children. We understand that there are many opinions about the COVID vaccine. And our goal is simply to provide you information, facts about the vaccine so that you can make the best decision for your family. So we ask that all the comments remain respectful. We understand there are varying and very strong opinions. But we're simply giving you information from the Houston Health Department so that you can do what's best for you and yours. Today I have joining us Dr. Saiba Lopez. She is an epidemiologist with Houston Health Department. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Can you share a little bit about you and what your role is at the Houston Health Department?
Yes. So ever since the pandemic started, we have been working with a COVID response. There was a contact tracing unit that was formed to work on the pandemic. So I've been working as an epidemiologist manager for this unit. Overall, my role as an epidemiologist, I don't know if you, some people might not know what this is. So we basically look at what's going on in the community and look at the data, what's happening, and just provide some recommendations based on what we're seeing, right? This response was a little bit different in that we had to really reach out actively to the community to try to stop the spread of the virus. So we have been actively working in different projects, contact tracing. The health department has been doing testing, vaccinations, and everything COVID to try to keep H-Town safe.
Well, we appreciate the work that you do. We know that you've had a busy couple of years for sure. And developments keep happening. And, as we continue to see this virus, kind of morph, transition. But today we're specifically going to talk about children ages 5 and up about the vaccine. So can you share a few facts about children and the COVID-19 vaccine?
Sure. I mean, there's a lot to say about that topic, but I just want to start by saying that, the COVID vaccines are safe and effective. Before recommending these vaccines, there's a lot of studies that go on, a lot of research. It has to be approved by the FDA. So no steps were jumped in order to approve these vaccines. Ongoing research and monitoring has shown that the vaccines continue to be safe and effective. So that's one thing that I wanted to put out there. In addition to that, getting children vaccinated not only protects them from severe disease and hospitalizations and long COVID. We know they're very resilient, but it also protects the families and the communities as a whole. Just because we can stop transmission or at least reduce transmission in the community, so that's something important as well. When kids get vaccinated, it's similar to any other vaccine that they get, right? They might experience some symptoms, some side effects, but they're mild and no different than with any other vaccine. So that's something for parents to keep in mind and keep them at their mind at peace, right? What else? If your kid already experienced COVID, you might think that they don't need the vaccine, but it is still recommended that they do. We have seen, and there's a lot of data that shows that getting the vaccine will help boost your immune system. So it will give you some extra protection, even if you did have or get the COVID infection. So that is something also to keep in mind. And they can be administered at the same time as other vaccines. There's no issue with that. There's no contraindication there. And it is just a safer and more dependable way of building up your immunity against the the infection, right? Without getting the sickness, without getting ill.
Right. Why does the Houston Health Department think it's important for parents to know the facts about the COVID-19 vaccine in children?
Yes,
Before
definitely.
they make a
So,
decision?
yes, there's a lot of information out there, and sometimes it's difficult to know which sources to trust, right? We have been bombarded with a lot of information, but there are certain websites and places that you can go to get the real facts, and where you can get just expert um, um, resources and recommendations, and so that you're not just listening to whatever people are saying, right? So you can go to the CDC website. That is a reliable source. That is our main source for our guidelines and everything COVID related. So you can go to their page. You can also go to the Houston Health Department webpage. We have a lot of good information there. And you can call us, if you have a question. We have a call center here. It's 832-393-4220, if I'm not mistaken. That is our call center number. But if not, you can go to our HoustonEmergency.org or to the Houston Health Department webpage, and you can find all this information there.
That's great. And I'm so glad you mentioned the number. We'll make sure to pop that in the comments. And so that if parents have questions and they want to follow up, and after they watch this video, they can give you a call. And so we'll make sure to put all of that contact information in there. And I think it is important to note that parents have felt overwhelmed for the past 2 years because we have been inundated with not only information about our health, but as it affects our children. And so, there's a lot coming at us. So I appreciate you recognizing that. So let's say a mom is watching right now, or a parent is watching, and they decide that they want to vaccinate. What's the process to do so?
Well, mainly, I guess primarily they can reach out to their healthcare provider, to their child's pediatrician, and see if they are a COVID vaccine provider. If they have the vaccine available for their children. If not, they can, um, look into their local pharmacies as well. The local health department has their multi-service centers that we offer the vaccine. Vaccines are free. They're available. Doesn't matter if your immigration status or your healthcare insurance status. It doesn't matter. So there's a lot of resources out there. So yeah, that's the first step. Just trying to find a provider where you can go get your children vaccinated. It is always good to, prepare your children as well to, in regards to what to expect when they go to get the vaccine. They might have questions as well. They hear a lot of stuff in the media and school. So they might be worried or have questions. So just explain the facts and just, walk them through the process and let them know that this is no different than any other vaccine. There's also some resources that you can use to report any like side effects. You can go to the CDC webpage, and there's a Be Safe link there that you can register, and then you can input any side effects and information, and they will also follow with you and see and monitor how your kid is doing, or whomever got vaccinated and got their information in there. And that's the way they track side effects as well, and they get that information. So it's always good to have that information in there. Yeah, I guess that's basically it. You can also request accommodations for your kids if they have a special need, so they can get vaccinated in a way that it's appropriate for them.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay. That's something I hadn't heard before, but that makes sense, especially for those children. So I think it's important to note again that you all have locations, and if they need to find somewhere in the Houston area to go get a vaccine, if for some reason their provider doesn't do it. And then I also think it's important to note that it is free. And it doesn't matter your immigration status or income, all of that. So it is a free vaccine for your child.
Yes.
I know we kind of we went through some things today. Is there anything else that you would like to mention as it pertains to COVID-19 in children?
Well, really, I know, parents sometimes get scared, it's something new, something sometimes we don't know. Well, we have been bombarded with a lot of information. Sometimes we don't know what to believe. So, like I said, just look for those resources that are reliable, that are trustworthy. Talk to your provider or medical provider and get the facts from them. And really, you know, this is the best way to protect your child against COVID or serious COVID. Even if they do get COVID, vaccines protect them from severe illness. So that is something to keep in mind. There have been cases of death in children. We don't want to be, too pessimistic, but it happens. We don't know how anyone or your children or anyone will really respond to COVID. So we want to make sure that if we can give them the advantage of that protection, right? We want to take that. So far vaccines, have shown to be safe and effective. So I really encourage everyone to vaccinate their children.
Well, we so appreciate the work that you have done and your team has done. Excuse me, good old allergies in Houston, by the way. Um, and that your team has had to work so hard the past couple of years and contact tracing this thing and it's going to continue to be a work in progress for y'all. And so we appreciate the information that you have shared with our audience and again to all the parents watching. Again, we understand and that this is very much a family decision. And just like Dr. Lopez says, we encourage you to talk to your provider and your specific health provider, gather the information there, and then we're going to list all those other resources that you can go and get more information. We hope that you watch this video and take in those facts that were shared as well. But again, it's a very personal and family decision, and we are just here to help keep Houston safe as possible, right?
Yes, and you can go to the houstonhealth.org page and you will find a lot of resources, not only for vaccines, for testing, and a lot of other resources, as well as the vaccines.gov website.
Yeah, so I think y'all have a plethora of resources. You do way more than just COVID-19 out there. So we will pop again all of those comments and we will pop all those links in the comments so you can go and explore Houston Health Department. But I thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. And if y'all have any questions, we're going to put that number again in the comments too. So you can give Houston Health Department a call or feel free to go to their website and explore there as well. Thank you all so much for joining and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.